Your stolid is amazing, Graham. Yeah, it's quite amazing. But like I said earlier on, there's one thing that I think can make myself and Grant totally lose our minds, like the girls from Sex and the City go like, ah!
I brought in a very special phone today, and he melted at the knees. Literally, I was worried about the piano that he was stumbling over.
But literally, to know where technology is going, you got to know a bit of the history about where it has been. And give it a bit of a history lesson. On the 9th of January 2007, Apple's Steve Jobs announced for the very first time the iPhone to the Macworld convention in San Francisco. And so it began, the iPhone revolution. And now the iPhone 5 is launched in South Africa, and it's just around the corner on the 14th of December. It's going to be here. But we went around the waterfront asking people what exactly would they do to get their hands on an iPhone 5. Take a look at what they said.
The new iPhone 5 is all the buzz. Expresso headed to the V&A waterfront in Cape Town to find out what features fans craved and to what lengths they would go to get their hands on one.
I'll basically, make sure that I'll be the first one at stores.
Probably get rid of my 4S. I'll stand in a very long queue. What any stunts you want me to do, I'll do them right now.
I would actually jump over into the ocean with the seals.
I'll do a lot of crazy things just to see it, touch it.
Run a marathon, shave my head.
Anything whatsoever.
I heard that it has so many features and you can do everything with the iPhone 5, the new iPhone 5.
As long as it has a perfect camera and the features are amazing, I definitely want it.
I'm looking forward to the HD camera in the front.
It must be fast going, must be able to be accessible to any network quickly.
We're looking forward to a little bit of a better battery life.
Faster processor and a better camera.
The processor being a lot faster than the 4S.
I think the fast apps is a really good thing, and apparently it's going to have a really good camera.
Quite an Apple man myself, so I'm really looking forward to any Apple products they come up with.
So as you can hear, people really willing to go to great lengths to get their hands on an iPhone 5, as would I. Indeed, I would do quite a lot, but let's not talk about that. But dude, how exciting is it right now? iPhone 5 is here. 14th of December is that launch day in South Africa, right?
I'm ecstatic. But before we get there, I want to talk about where the iPhone has come from and why it's such an important phone. I think a lot of people don't realize the impact that it's made technologically and socially and culturally as a small device. It's a little rectangular device that has changed the world.
I think if you don't know that, then you've been sleeping under a rock somewhere. But anyway,
let me explain. In 2007, Steve Jobs introduced the original iPhone onto the market. And it was revolutionary mainly because it was the first commercial phone without a keyboard.
Yes.
So his argument was that the real estate on the screen can be used for the screen. It's genius. It's such a simple idea.
Have the screen there when you need it, or the keyboard there when you need it.
Yes. Analysts said he was going to fail. The whole thing was going to be a flop. Little did they know, always trust analysts. A year and a half later, the new 3GS or 3G came out, and then straight after that, the 3GS came out. The S stands for speed. So it started ramping up the hardware inside the device and got really far more intense.
Okay, cool. And then a couple of years later on?
A couple of years later on, we got the iPhone 4.
Yeah.
This is the iPhone 4. The iPhone 4 was fantastic in many ways. It had an improved camera. Let me show you my one. This is the iPhone 4. Had an improved camera. It's got, it had a better chassis, a very solid chassis.
Yeah.
It had a Retina display. So Retina display means that the resolution was so high that when you're holding it in your hand, you can't see pixels.
The pixels, yeah.
So it had this breathtaking new approach to the computer, very similar to how Steve Jobs viewed Macs back in the day. He didn't want PC typography. He wanted beautiful typography.
And I think it's always about that experience that you have with your handset, the connection that you have with it, and that's what he succeeded in getting right.
Yeah. And then the 4S came out, which was obviously the S stand for speed. It was better, it was revamped, it came out with Siri, another revolution in cell phone technology, and it just broke barriers. It's a really fast phone, it's a really good phone.
Did you hear the joke? They say Siri asks Chuck Norris questions, but anyway, that's just one for another.
That's a nerd joke.
Anyway, yeah.
And then now we have the iPhone 5.
Look at it.
And beautiful. It's not a major departure from its original design, but that's great. It keeps it in the family. It's a lot lighter. It's 28 grams lighter. I just want you to feel that.
Oh my goodness.
It's fantastic.
Air light.
And 28 grams when you're holding a phone is a big difference.
Look at this here. I mean, when you look at the two.
Yeah, you look at the two together.
It's slightly longer, thinner.
Yes. So one of the big differences, I'm gonna hold the two up here, is that you can see that the screen is longer.
Yes.
You can store another row of icons on it. It's got an 8-megapixel iSight camera on the front.
On the front.
So you can take photographs, or you can Skype at a full, pretty high resolution HD in front of you. This is the highest resolution camera, front-facing camera at the moment. So yeah, it's really a really incredible piece of hardware. This bevel, this is also one of my favorite things. This is a little insider.
Bevel.
This bevel along the side of the device, as
Yeah.
you can see it, is beautiful. It's taken some incredible crafting. They wanted this finish, so they had to design a way to do it.
Yeah.
And what they've done is they've taken, there's a little computer that with microseconds, it takes micron photographs of the design and then finishes it out. It is a work of art. This is a Ferrari of a phone.
Dude,
So,
the beautiful thing, I don't know if you've seen it, but if you check out the video of how an iPhone 5 is made, it's like you say, it's a work of art. It's like watching like a ballet or something. You're like, wow, that's how it's made.
And not only is it well put together and the build quality is incredible, it's an incredible phone. It comes with iOS 6, there are 200 new features in it, which includes panorama, this ability to take these long widescreen photos.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah,
it is a monster of a phone, and like the one thing that is a personal story that I have is that my folks don't like smartphones, they don't like to get into them, but when they got their iPhones, their whole world changed.
Boom.
I didn't even have to teach my mom how to use it.
Well, to get your hands on an iPhone 5, try the NTM Deal of the Week.
Which is fantastic.
You can get the iPhone 5, 16 gigabytes on an Anytime 200, right? At 429 Rand per month, which includes 250 megabytes of data or on a 24-month contract. How unbelievable is that? Dude?
That's a great deal.
Yeah. Man, well, we've got of course, we launched a competition where we asked people what they would do to get their hands on one, and this is brilliant. And this person is going to be winning themselves 200 Rands MTN airtime. And this is Bradley Adrian Dirks. He said, I'd go to Home Affairs and I'd add an I to my name and surname, thus becoming E. Bradley E. Dirks. What do you say? I Bradley.
I Dirks.
No, I'm just simplifying it, man. But that is so cool. I thought that was really, really smart and funny. So congratulations to you, Bradley. You are the winner of that wonderful 200 Rands MTN airtime. But yeah, I can't wait for the 14th of December. It's going to be that day. We'll be queuing up, man.
Your 14th tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Available at selected stores.
Yeah, exactly. Well, check it out. More information on our website, expressoshow.com. We've got to go to a quick ad break. We'll be right back. Let me see, dude.